We're getting insight from a man who was on the case from day one. Please welcome HLN legal analyst and host of True TV's In Session, Ryan Smith. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, after spending 3 years in jail and being acquitted for the murder of her 2-year-old daughter, Casey Anthony released yesterday morning. Can you tell us, it was about, 11 a.m.
Right.
Tell us about the timing of that, anything else you know, how it went.
Well, for the longest time, we wondered if she was going to be released at a time that nobody could see her. But they knew that the press was going to be camped out there the entire time. So what they did was they released her right after midnight. They had armed guards with her to make sure she was safe. They only had 3 journalists inside the prison because they knew it would be overwhelming otherwise. So they were trying to make a little concession for the media. But she got into a dark SUV, and that's where the decoy started. She went to one of her lawyer's parking garages. They stopped there. No one knows where Casey is. She then goes to an airport. No one knows where Casey is. A plane takes off. No one knows where Casey is.
But there were also, I just want to say that on that note, there were rumors that her parents were going to be used as decoys to get her out, that they were asked to help in her release. Did they indeed help, and do they know where she is?
They did not help.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and this was interesting. Their lawyer said that Jose Baez contacted them, that's her lead defense attorney, and asked them if they could sort of play a part in this, be a decoy, maybe to throw people off. He refused. He said for 2 reasons. First, he said that kind of endangers their safety. Second, he said, why would I do this? Why? There's not a lot of communication going on between the family right now, so they stayed out of it.
Why is the media so... I'm sorry, Barbara.
Oh, go ahead.
Why is the media so hell-bent on letting everybody know where she might go? They're speculating. I mean, do they realize how dangerous this is?
It's extremely dangerous. You know, I mean, right now...
Didn't the young lady just get beat up?
Yes, in Oklahoma for looking like Casey Anthony.
It's unbelievable. She got beat up. Not only that, there is a black man in Pennsylvania with the name Casey Anthony who has been getting threats.
The black people in trouble too?
But that's
so this is terrible.
Yeah, that's the extent of which people. That's the extent of which people.
Her lawyer has said, when people ask about it, he said, "I'm not a therapist, I'm her lawyer." Right. But you know, there are all these rumors that she's going to write a book and do a television show, and everybody would like to do the interview. But I don't see how she possibly do this. She won't take the stand, and she's going to sit down now. If she writes a book and doesn't discuss what action, nobody knows what happened to that baby.
Right.
So all of this business about interviews and books and so on, well, you know, I mean, I don't care how she felt in prison. You really want to know the story. But don't you agree? I mean, I don't know how she can do that.
I agree.
She won't testify, but...
He has already said that if she decides to say something, she's going to do it in a dignified way.
Well,
but the problem is...
How do you avoid... Okay, but now she was convicted of 4 counts of lying, and she's out, okay? Fine. But now I heard that her lawyer, Jose Baez, who I interviewed just after the trial, that he's filed a motion to appeal all 4 counts of lying. Why would he do that? She's out. She's free. Why is he doing that?
2 reasons. He wants to clear a record, number 1. She's already got a felony conviction for check fraud.
That's the least of her problems.
Exactly. So he wants to clear a record. The other thing is the prosecution in the state of Florida, or the state of Florida, is trying to get money back from her for the investigation, all the hundreds of thousands of dollars they spent.
So he wants her debt-free in terms of this case.
Yes. So if she overturns that conviction, if that conviction overturns, well, then she's not lying to police.
Well,
so then
this is a smart thing for him to do. He's a smart guy.
I don't know if it's a smart thing because she's already admitted to lying, and it's already been clear. The defense team said that she lied. I don't know how they win this one.
Do you think that she told her defense lawyers, because I talked to her other defense lawyer the other day, and I said to the woman, would you let Casey Anthony babysit for your children? And she really couldn't give me a straight answer. Yeah. So that leads me to think that she has not told them the whole truth. That I'm not sure that this woman that they're showing her picture knows anything.
You know, I think it's one of those things where you have this defense team, 4 or 5 different lawyers. Maybe you tell your lead defense attorney, but you don't tell everybody else. You kind of tell people what they need to know.
What about not know whether she told Baez the drowning and this? We don't know whether she told him that or whether he just did all of this. Here's a thing that could have happened. The father could have done this, that, just to put the reasonable doubt.
There's a lot of twittering and networking going on. Tell them that part. You tell it.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
About George Anthony.
Right. Oh, you mean just in terms of the theory?
Well, the theory... Go ahead, yes. No, about the fact that there was a lot of twittering and all of that going on the social networking systems, right? And a lot of the conversation was that they did not like George Anthony people. So that's the defense attorneys picked up on that and then threw that bombshell in there. But that's the way they do things these days.
It may have been, but the point is he threw out enough stuff to make it reasonable doubt.
Let's go to right now. Do her parents know where she is? Were they notified when she got out that she got to wherever she is safely?
According to their lawyer, they got a text message when she got to where she was going saying that she was safe. But they came out and said, we want a phone call. We want a phone call from our daughter. And when you think about it, it's kind of the least that you would expect, right? They've been through this tragedy with her for so much time. They don't even get that phone call.
Is this normal procedure that they try to make someone they've incarcerated for 3 years pay for all the trial?
No. No, it's not normal.
So what is that? What is this?
You know what it is? I think it's this. They, at the beginning of the opening statements, the defense says, this is an accident. It was an accident all along. Right. And everybody held up their hands. They said, wait a second. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, thousands of hours trying to find Kaylee Anthony.
Trying to find this
and
child.
now you tell me it's an accident.
And she knew where she was all the time.
All of this could have been avoided.
You were outside of you were outside of the jail. What was the whole atmosphere? Because there was a lot of protesters there when she came out. What was the atmosphere with these protesters?
Well, I wasn't outside the jail yesterday, but up until then, protesters are angry. They are focused on Kaylee. They want justice for Kaylee, and they felt like if this was always the situation, why not say something about that in the very beginning? Yeah, why did we have to go through all of this? And that really hurt people.
Well, in fact, this case is not going anywhere. There are a couple of civil suits that are being brought, so we may see you again for another update soon. Our thanks to Ryan Smith. We will be right back.
Casey Anthony trial.